When designing a linear game, one thing that first comes to mind is how to keep the game interesting for hours on end. This is a problem many games have faced, but here I want to talk about a specific example: Guardians of the Galaxy. Guardians of the Galaxy is a game that can be broken up into 3 sections, which I like to call walking and talking, puzzles, and combat. These individual sections work well to manage the pacing of the game. Like, put simply, if the game wasn't paced well and it had too much fast-paced combat, this combat would get boring.
Yeah, I think I'm having a heart attack.
And on the flip side, if there was too much slow-paced walking, this would get tedious. In balancing the speeds and style of play, each one accentuates the other.
Get ready!
When you're in the combat, you may start to want a break to avoid it slipping into tedium, so switching to a different pace of gameplay can help recharge the player's interest between sections. When in the walking sections, you may be wishing for some combat as the walking drags on, and this makes the combat more exciting, as there is this dichotomy between these 2 styles of play, and each enhances the other. The individual sections alone also stand as pillars for building up the themes of family and teamwork that is inherent to the story. When in the walking sections, which are my favourite sections of the game, the characters have time to talk and have banter. Not only does this make the characters seem more real and deepen your interest in them, but it's also completely optional. You can choose to walk and admire the environment and the conversation.
There's nothing to figure out.
Or you can choose to just speed run past all this. This gives the player some sense of freedom of choice in an otherwise completely linear game.
There is no such thing, right?
The more freedom a player is given means the more chance they'll be engaged with the game, as they can engage with it on their own terms.
Never seen anything like it.
In the puzzle sections, the use of the other Guardians' abilities is necessitated, deepening your reliance on this team. This enhances that feeling that you are part of this team, this family, rather than a hero with some sidekicks. If you take too long or do the wrong thing in a puzzle, you are teased by the others, which really adds to this sense of discovery in the game, as many might not even experience this.
Oh, what?
Drip feeding even small segments of discovery to the player is a surefire way to keep them engaged, as they never know what could trigger something new.
We've got the numbers!
Not if you count all that teeth we know. Sector has a new predator.
The combat sections is where the team play really comes out. In the combat, you, as Star-Lord, would struggle to defeat all the enemies alone. He is specifically designed to do subpar damage and lack crowd control. This means you come to rely on using your teammates in fights, further deepening the main themes of his family and teamwork. On top of this, it even adds to the creativity and experimentation the player can mess with, as throughout the game you can try a variety of different combos with your teammates, each resulting in varying effects. This sense of experimentation and discovery allows a player to cater these combos to their playstyle and customize the game to how they want to play. There is a slight drawback to this way of designing combat, because if you allow the player to experiment and give no extrinsic reward for that experimentation, they will easily slip into an optimal strategy that optimizes the efficiency of the game rather than having fun. So they will stick to a playstyle they find good and not waver from it, which is the least fun way to play the game. To summarise, in a linear game such as this, it helps to focus on some main paces of gameplay and allow them to feed each other to allow for better pacing of the game. And it even works better if you allow all these to feed into the story to really aim for a nice ludonarrative harmony, which really sucks the player into the story you're trying to tell. Other games do have different ways of keeping a player engaged, and no one is better than the other. You have to pick the perfect style for the game you are going to play, and these different styles are something I will tackle in the future. So if you want to see more of that, then wait for the next video.
Not bad, not bad.